What's up, guys, and welcome back to Beyond the Void Horror Podcast. My name is Alex, and today we're going to be doing another Visual Vengeance unboxing and spoiler-free review of Brett McCormick's Repligator. Military, men, women, gators. Check it out.
It's party time, yeah! These evil people have just got to be stopped.
It's Voidtober! So yeah, guys, before I get started, I want to let you know, thank you so much for supporting this channel. We have Voidtober on the podcast. That's right. It's our audio podcast that we do every Monday that you can listen to on Spotify, SoundCloud, wherever you want, really. We pretty much have it up everywhere, but there's a link to it down below. Highly urge you to check it out. We're going to be doing Voidtober all month long to celebrate Halloween BTV style. And we're going to be doing a lot of surprise videos for this channel alongside with a lot of new stuff too. So be on the lookout. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure that you are also commenting and sharing it with a friend so we can beat these fucking algorithms. Thank you guys so much. We're almost at 4,000, but you guys are the best. Let's get into it. So yes, Repligator is coming out September 29th, and it is another Brett McCormick film that has been, it's been an interesting ride, but this is one of the 5 films that he actually was able to get done in 1 year, and it is the sci-fi action comedy that is got a lot of TNA, guys, and I mean tits and alligators.
Will I get a Woody, sir?
You're gonna be up to your gills and waterlogged. I don't know. I'm sorry. With tits and alligators. Yeah, I'm gonna get into the ingredients of what's in this box. What's in there from Visual Vengeance, what to expect if you're a fan, what's inside. We'll do a whole thing on that, and then I'll do that directly after I do my review of this movie and what I thought of it. So, what is Repligator all about? Well, it's about a group of military and scientists who are working on a multitude of different technology and experiments like mind control, horny machines, x-ray glasses to see nude people. Important stuff, okay? Which, I wonder what that spells. I don't know. Lots of military experiments that are going wrong. And when they combine some of these technologies into one mega machine, well, it spits out military soldiers who are turned into women and sometimes alligators and zombies? Yeah, that's Repligator for you guys. It's a lot more engaging than you would assume for a movie like this, although a lot of people have scored this pretty poorly. It's around 2.5 on IMDb, which is pretty low. Granted, this movie was done on a really small budget. It was done in 4 days. They added on some stuff like an actor, Gunnar Hansen, who's in here, which if you know, he is the original Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And of course, he's been in a lot of different films like Mosquito, which we covered on the podcast this year, and many more. But he's here. He did this as a favor to a friend and also to do something fun. He's pretty comedic in this film. It kind of feels a little tacked on, like on the ends here, because the beginning and the end kind of like do similar stuff and they kind of end cap the whole movie. But yeah, it's essentially written by 3 different people, technically. Keith Yorns, TJ Weems, and Win Winberg, who all teamed up to do this. Now, mostly it's done by TJ Weems and Keith Yorns, who Keith Yorns did The Devil's Tomb and Bound to Vengeance recently, and TJ Weems worked with Children of Dracula and Time Tracers. But Brett McCormick, of course, the guy who did Abomination, which we just talked about on this podcast earlier, and now Visual Vengeance has given us the go-ahead to talk about the Repligator here, or Repligator. They have a whole collection, I'm assuming, of Brett McCormick's going to be coming out. I don't know how they're going to like spread that out, but I think they're going to spread it out so, everybody has it. But I'll just say that this is my second Brett McCormick movie, second one I've ever owned. But yeah, it's a wacky story that is kind of like a 50s movie, like trying to be a sleazy 60s, 70s, 80s film that has a lot of, nudity in it, where these women are very subservient. They go through this machine. Well, a military guy goes through the machine and then comes out the other end as a sort of like hot chick that's like horny for everybody. And the reason this happens is because there's something wrong with the technology. So they get this idea that they should grab some other guy's technology that's using it to brainwash people and like force them to be like smart in certain areas by programming it into their minds. They put on a VR headset and then all of a sudden they're in the Matrix and Taekwondo, baby. Matrix maybe not have watched this movie before they made their thing, and the Wachowski sisters may not have seen this movie, but I think they watched this movie. Let's be honest. But seriously, this is not a movie that a lot of people are going to like. Just the TNA thing in this movie a little bit. There's more just mostly breasts and a bunch of guys kind of oogling over him. Keith Yorns is actually starring in the film as a doctor who is one of the guys that works in here. And of course, he's in pretty much every one of the roles that's getting loved on by the women, of course, who have been programmed to be nymphomaniac, subservient soldiers, so to speak, who are really intelligent and can know how to fix things. Once they start messing with the technology to try to get it to go back to normal, well, things get a lot worse, and they start turning into alligators, which is a really silly idea altogether. There's just a lot of moving pieces going on here. The humor is just what you would expect. Definitely lowbrow humor. Not exactly my particular type of brand of stuff. Not something that I'm going to watch a whole lot of, but I can see the appreciation for it. A lot of people like their sleaze and their sexploitation, and it's just out of control. Feels definitely written by a guy, if you know what I mean. But in some ways, this is kind of more forward thinking than I would have expected from 1998. This came out in 1998, somewhere around there, and it is doing transsexuals. Not that that hasn't been around forever. I'm just saying that, at this time, it's very forward thinking to be doing that in this particular movie. But, at no point in time do I think that it's trying to be mean-spirited in any sort. It's just trying to piece together a couple of different pieces and styles from sexploitation films and put it into a more current sci-fi action comedy that is just batshit bad and batshit crazy and batshit poor acting. And yeah, it's all over the place, to be honest with you. But it's definitely much more linear than The Abomination, because The Abomination has a lot of narration and stuff going on. This is very different from that movie or Ozone or Tabloid. These are not as gory, like as the more sexual and silly. But some of the practical effects and visual effects, even though they're really dated, for the time, we're definitely doing pretty good. This is the late 90s. You're not going to get Jurassic Park levels. It's just not that movie. But maybe one day somebody will remake it. What do you think, Brett? Second time I've mentioned remaking some of his movies. I don't know if that's an insult or just I'm thinking too much. But anyway, not my favorite Brett McCormick film, but I have no doubt in my mind that if they can get this done in 4 days, a lot of his catalog is going to be fun and interesting too. This is like a 3, maybe a 3.5 out of 10 for me. And it's not that I didn't like it. I just think a lot of people would probably hate it if they're not in the know. Like, for me, I'm a horror fan. This isn't a horror movie per se, but it's definitely within our wheelhouse of like enjoyment. We are definitely that crowd that will get a lot more out of this. And if you like digging through like piles at different like yard sales and things like that, and you go, oh my God, what is this? Repligator. It's one of those kind of movies that you're just like, holy shit, somebody made this? And let me tell you, Visual Vengeance did the treatment on this one, oh boy. So if you're a fan, buckle the fuck up. I'm going to get into this right now. This is the collector's edition, but just a heads up, if you still want to pre-order it, you can get this case with the slipcover, because otherwise it's just the regular movie here. So you can get the case to go with it, and everything will still be in there on the inside, but there's some goodies in here I'll share with you now, and we'll get into that right now. So yeah. You obviously get this case with the special collector's edition. It has like different colors on the back. I'll do some B-roll here of the stuff here for you guys. We also have the new cover that they commissioned artwork for, which I think is actually pretty fucking cool. It's definitely a little bit more current while still being sort of like a throwback kind of thing to the 80s or something. It looks cool. But you also get the reverse side of this too, which is really cool. And it has like the original, which, by the way, there was definitely many different pressings of this VHS. So, you know, this one's definitely going to have a couple of different versions. I've seen like 3 already, just looking up the stuff on it. We also get the insides here, which the disc is the Repligator, which is the cover from this here. So you get the disc, it has it on there. Obviously, it's a clear slipcase with, and this is something I'm going to have to mention, X-ray specs. That's right. In the movie, they can see a lot of boobies with these, so I had to try them out, and I'll be honest with you, they didn't work. And I'm a little disappointed in the technology experts over at Visual Vengeance. No offense, but I'm going to have to get a refund. No, these do not work, okay? So it's just for fun, because in the movie, there's a guy that they actually put it on, and he goes pretty bananas for it, as you can see here. Not the same, by the way, but just a little fun niche thing to have a little extra collectible with your movie, because let's face it, this is the biggest treatment this movie's ever seen, and I fucking love it from Visual Vengeance. We also get our stickers, which they always include, you know, for your pleasure. We also get the mini poster, per usual, with Visual Vengeance. You get the mini poster, usually of the new artwork, the commissioned work, and this little insert here with this guy talking about Repligator. It's just kind of like a brief little thing about what the story is. Got a lot of extras on the disc though, and I'm going to go over those with you guys right now, so buckle the fuck up. This is, of course, another release from the SD transfer. You can actually watch this film in the best quality that you can watch it in. It looks great, and I'm sure some of the upscaling that your disc player has probably makes it look even better. I mean, my VHS tapes look great on my TV these days. It is region free, so you don't have to worry about that. It is a region free Blu-ray player. We also get a commentary with director Brett McCormick and Glenn Coburn, commentary with Sam Panico of BNS about movies, and Bill Van Ryn of Drive-In Asylum. There's an archival making of featurette, which is really fun. The archival Brett McCormick interview from 2013. So they have the old one, plus they have the original deleted opening scene, which just a little extra to kind of show you what they have in it. The movie is 86 minutes long, by the way, just so you know. We also have director Brett McCormick interview from 2022. The rest of these are 2022. Producer Win Winberg interview, actress Brink Stevens interview, actor Carl Merritt interview, and actor Randy Clower interview as well. And they're all really fun to watch, so I would highly urge you to check those out if you're a fan. We got original VHS trailer, Visual Vengeance trailers, which, like I said, I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of his films coming out, so definitely looking forward to that. We get all the stuff that I talked about inside, plus optional English subtitles. But yeah, you can order this right now, probably get a copy out to you within a couple of days. I got the Diabolic DVD link down below, MVD Entertainment down below, and the Amazon link for you if you want to pick it up. It's actually pretty cheap right now, so if you are a collector of weird stuff like well, you're definitely in the right place, and thank you for coming by, because we like to cover all kinds of stuff like this. I like to watch a lot of weird shit that I dig through from the 80s, especially 70s. You know, we cover a lot of stuff on here. For the podcast in general, we got Voidtober. Don't forget, that's our version of Halloween. Tons of movies on the podcast, tons of surprise videos for the YouTube. So be on the lookout. Please help me reach 4,000 or even 5,000 by the end of this month. If we can hit 5,000 by the end of this month, I'll be fucking blown away. You guys are awesome as is, but if we can get some more of you wonderful folks out there to join the crew, I would highly appreciate it. Enjoy the content that we got coming out. We're definitely going to be putting a lot of work into it. Yours truly is probably going to be falling asleep with his narcolepsy on the counter keyboard here like I always do, but I'm going to fight to get through it and get it done because I love you guys. Thank you so much, and as always, long live the void.